freedom looks like. Right there, look how beautiful. Freedom looks like. Right there, look how beautiful.
Hey, what's up, Patriots? I just wanted to play that. These guys are my new heroes here. Whoa, we're zoomed in here. How's it going? I'm still fiddling around. There's the watermark, Deb by. It was, I guess I put it in behind the video there. Those are my new heroes, man. MAGA Warriors YouTube channel, getting things done out in Western Pennsylvania. They are making waves over there, man. I'll tell you what. What's up, Debbie B, Beverly Asselson, Diane Kelly, hello, Boomer. That was cool, wasn't it? I'll tell you what. They got like a great group over there. They got some talent, man. They got people making signs. They got dedicated patriots coming out to every one of their events, man. 1 or 2 a weekend. Hitting Pennsylvania hard, man, which is exactly what we got to be doing here. Pennsylvania is the swing state, man, and our elections are screwed here still. We got a Republican majority in the House who gave away House leadership to the Democrats for some reason. I don't quite understand that at all. But we need help here in Pennsylvania, man, and these are the Patriots that are getting it done, man. Look at that video they just put together there. They had Patriots coming in from Pennsylvania, Ohio, Maryland to wave flags with them out there. And then you got the video shots. You got somebody going home that night and editing it together, putting it into a beautiful video, man. putting the music in on it. I don't know about copyrights and all that stuff, but, and MAGA Warriors, I hope you don't get pissed off I use that, man, but you guys get all the credit for that. That is a MAGA Warriors video that I just used. I screen recorded it because I just figured out how to do that. I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble from somebody, but Sons of Liberty, 1776, dude, you are rocking it. Will Rogers, you are rocking it. Speedy, the whole gang out there are just incredible, man. Ridgeline was in that one. Yeah, what's up, Ridgeline? Hey, Carrie, how are you doing, man? And I just, man, gotta just give credit where credit is due. These guys are just doing a fantastic job, as are Patriots all over the place, man. It's kind of a whole new thing to me in the last 3 years. It has sprouted up since the supposed victory by FJB. And we got in at the convoy. I just saw live streamers for the first time in my life. I just got a phone for that. And, all right, Ridgeline, I'm going to use it, man, because it's gorgeous, man. The work that they're doing is just fantastic. But now we got, like, California Patriots live streams out on the West Coast. They are live streaming that, and Lions Worship is in behind the camera on that stuff. They are doing some fantastic film work out there and editing and just organization to get flag waves going on in California. And it's just an honor to work with and know and stand with these Patriots that are all over the place doing it. That's just the two that are coming to mind right now. Glory B is just out there all the time doing it. Sherry and Rebecca and Mickey and Nicole's channel down at the Freedom Corner every single night, man. 785. Tonight is 785, man. 785 nights in a row they've stood down there. And I had the honor to stand with them on a couple of hundred nights down there. It was just fantastic. I think this is what we mean when we say we can't just leave it all up to Trump, man. We got to jump in and, yeah, there you go, Ridgeline. Paint the Trump down in Florida. I just got hooked up. He had a new streamer show up at his thing down there who I just subscribed to, who's been like kind of an auditor guy. And he did his first live stream from down there. Man, I can't remember what his name is, but these people are out there, Patriots. And if you want information, you come to this channel. We will post anybody's live stream channel or anything on this channel. And there's other channels like that. And Freedom Corner is, I think, where that all kind of got started, man. If you want information, here's where you find this. Here's where you find that. You want to write a letter to one of the J6ers, here's where you find that. And that information just flows freely in the live streams that are all pretty much originated down there at Freedom Corner and continues to go. So I haven't done a stream in about 3 days here. I got a lot to report on. This should take an hour, I think, I hope. I hope I can get it all in an hour. Freedom Corner news in the last couple of days. What's been going on? James Grant got sentenced. He's got only days left till he's released. That's going to be a wonderful victory for James Grant. We heard from Dominic Box and James Grant on the phone. Jonathan Pollock. Olivia Pollock called in the other night. She reported, she called in on Sunday night. Jeanette Mangia is a J6er, recently got put into the gulag there. And I don't know what's going on there, but they're messing with this Jeanette Mangia gal. Prayers up for her. She got moved out of the women's pod where Olivia was, and her and Olivia were kind of buddied up. And apparently they got a troublemaker in that pod who is not a J6er. But the staff at the prison are just dealing with it in their normal and competent ways. And Jeanette got separated from Olivia. We're looking for word on that. Olivia read a great letter that was written by Curtis Tate, man. This was on Sunday night. It was just a great letter. just the inside view from these patriots who went to the Capitol and stood for us on that day. You got to remember the elements that were all involved with being there that day. The whole year prior, 2020, was violence against Trump supporters, man. There was a video a couple videos a week of Trump supporters getting their hats stolen. They're getting run down the block, getting beat up. Rand Paul was surrounded in the streets around D.C. All kinds of violence was happening to J6ers. And then everybody showed up at J6 with body armor on, expecting Antifa or whoever these punks are that cause trouble for nice, peaceful people who love God, family, and country. And everyone came prepared for that. And the fact that the violence came from the police and instigators from the government, undercover instigators, just threw everyone for a loop, man. It came from a total direction that we weren't expecting, and the rest is history there. But J6 was a setup. The information is out there. There's tons to know about J6, and if you don't know about it, it's your own fault, man. You're just watching too much TV or something, man. Suzanne Monk was also at the corner on Sunday night talking about her J6 Pardon Project book, which is a great book to read. You can get it for $4.47. And like, where else can you buy a brand new book for less than $5? And it is a synopsis of how pardons work, what types of pardons are available. And that book has been sent, a couple of copies of that book has been sent by You Find Patriots to the J6ers inside the walls there. And we heard a couple of them now talking about it and how great a book of a read that is. Angle of perspective on the whole thing. We heard from John Benuelos, man. He tried singing a song. It was kind of funny, man. And John Benuelos was saying, yeah, his mom and his family is watching the vigils. So saying hi to them, while we're in there. Monday night, what was it, the 19th? Or no, the Sunday night chat in Rebecca's channel was just fantastic, man. There are certain nights when I'm watching that vigil when the chat just is like just a beautiful moment, man. The moderators that are currently put together on Rebecca's channel, which is We the People MAGA, she has put together a really fine group, man. I'm a mod on there. There's other mods on there, though. I'm not that great of a mod because I don't have a computer to do stuff on, but all these other mods, Tammy Green, Beverly Asselson, Angelina, Lions Worship, LA Forgiven, Deb for Freedom, California Patriots live streamed, are every one of them has a specific talent that they're really good at. And Sunday night's vigil there from We the People MAGA was just a beautiful thing with the chat that was going on. Not just what was going on at Freedom Corner, but in that chat, everyone was putting out like great information, all the information, everybody who came in, their inmate number, where you can write to them, their commissary, gifts and go funds if you want to help them out. And then we had like LA Forgiven just popping in Bible verses that were just perfect, like Bible verses about what we were talking about at the very time, not just random Bible verses, like some people just chum Bible verses into the chat that have nothing to do with what we're talking about at the time. But man, I mean, just excellent Bible verses to actually do. And then we got the chatters, the people that just say hi to everybody when they come in and goodbye when they're leaving and things like that. And it was just a beautiful moment. And I remember many moments like that from the Freedom Corner chats where you just come off of it being uplifted and feeling confident and feeling informed about things that you were just made aware of and where to look for information if you want to find out more, It's just a really cool thing, man. And Sunday nights was just the pinnacle, It was just fantastic. Last night, I didn't get to watch Freedom Corner last night because Trump was giving a speech in where was it? In Indiana, Pennsylvania, I think. And I hadn't seen a live, full Trump speech in about a week. And I think it's very important that we stay in touch with what the president is saying, because his talk, it isn't repetitive, but he does have the normal talking points that he talks about. But certain times there's certain new things added into it. He's definitely rolling with the punches on the current news things that are coming up, like Springfield, Ohio, and Charleroi, Pennsylvania, things that are happening currently in the news. And I like to hear what Trump has got to say about them, man. So, yeah, definitely stop in at Freedom Corner. If you haven't been there in a while, we got Stormtrooper. Stormtrooper took a month off. He definitely needed it, man. He did 11 months tour of duty. Trooper is returning for his third tour of duty at Freedom Corner currently. I don't think he's going to be there tonight, but he should be there tomorrow. And then all kinds of events are going to be happening over the weekend. So we're expecting some good turnout at the corner coming up this weekend. There's a huge rally on Saturday at the mall in Washington, D.C. that our live streamers from Freedom Corner are probably going to be streaming it there. I know Trooper said he wanted to be there, and Glory B said she wants to film that too. But 100,000 people showing up in D.C. Should be something awesome to see there. And and Mickey's back. We finally got Mickey back to Freedom Corner. She's quite the warrior. She is the nucleus of this whole Freedom Corner thing, man. Everything has happened because of what Mickey has done here. Mickey Widoff is Ashley Babbitt's mother, the woman who was shot by Michael Byrd at the Capitol because she looked like she was about to jump through a window. She wasn't going to jump through the window. But Michael Byrd, a man who outweighed her by 100 pounds, got his firearm out, unloaded a shot on an unarmed woman in a prone position, and killed her. And that is what we fight for, justice for Ashley Babbitt. I hope the truth comes out about that. We're still getting Capitol security footage. I'd like to see footage from the other side of that window so we could know what Ashley was talking, screaming, shouting down the hallway there. And I honestly believe that Ashley was calling for the troops that were on the other side of that doorway, which the cops had just abandoned post, left a bunch of people in that hallway with Ashley Babbitt, and the cops pulled out while Zachary Allen was smashing windows out, didn't arrest him, didn't subdue him, allowed him to rip the window out, the very window that Ashley jumped up in. And I want to see the camera and the audio from the other side of that. We don't have that right now. We've seen everything from one side of that whole angle. I want to see what it looks like from the other side of the angle and hear what the audio from that side, man. So Mickey's back at Freedom Corner, man. I can't say I'm happy about that, but man, Mickey Widoff is a leader. She is definitely a get things done type of person. She has got the courage and just the stoic attitude of a 100% committed American patriot. God bless you, Mickey. And we will carry on. She's there for us now. Nicole should be returning shortly also. And in the meantime, we still got Sherry down there, Rebecca, and Brandon Fellows has been manning the for Ashley January 6th Vigils DC channel on YouTube. And Brandon is just coming up on his own with working a chat. Sit in on his chat sometimes, man. He's got all kinds of stuff that he's adding into the conversation other than what's going on with the phone calls and stuff, man. When Brandon starts talking to the chat and stuff, man, it's just really interesting, man. Right. Hi, Tina McCoy. Mickey's son is home and improving daily. That's right. He had a really bad leg injury from a motorcycle accident. And that's why Mickey was at home for such a long period of time, man. Mickey's father had just recently passed away, and they were settling up his estate also, and then this motorcycle accident happened, and Mickey stayed back there with her boys, man. She's got family back there that she's not with when she's there at the corner, you know. So it makes you want to get things done so Mickey can go back and be with her family, man. So God bless you, Mickey. It's good to see your face down there at Freedom Corner, and we are fighting for you. We are definitely fighting for you, Mickey. We also got a phone call from Greg Purdy and Uncle Bob, man. They're always a good time on the phone there. It's just really cool. And I hope to get in on Freedom Corner tonight because little birdie told me that Cash Kelly might be calling into Freedom Corner tonight. I'm not 100% certain on that information, but Cash Kelly is another guy who was a J6er long ago. He was calling us on the corner back before we got even to 100 nights at Freedom Corner, and he was a great guy to talk to, inspiring believer in Christ, and he has since gotten out of jail, served his time for the crimes of whatever they pinned on him for J6, and he has a channel and a ministry that he does right. Call-in shows on YouTube. He's got a couple buddies he does it with sometimes. Sometimes he does it solo, and he is just talking about all kinds of stuff. I've seen he had an Antifa guy on there, and they're just having a good conversation. He doesn't just talk in the bubble, in the MAGA bubble. You know, he'll bring other people in, and you get some great perspective from Cash Kelly on his channel. So I hear he might be calling in tonight. I hope that's true. And I'll definitely be sitting in on Freedom Corner tonight just to see if that happens. And I had to skip it last night because of the Trump rally. So, all right. And Tina McCloy does a vigil from Lewisburg. All right. And we look forward to that. Anytime you can get one going down there, over there, Tina, that's always a good vigil. They do J6ers, J6er families. I know the last time we got to hear from Howard Richardson, who was a guy who had recently just gotten out of jail. Another travesty of justice. Howard Richardson serving 3 years in jail, a 70-plus-year-old man, for 3 seconds of losing his temper because he just watched cops unload a bottle of spray gas in some random woman's face that was standing right next to him, man. Lost his cool for 3 seconds, man, and spent 3 years in jail for it. Plus, was a witness to lots of election fraud at his polling place over in Bucks County. So, yeah, Cash Kelly was in Lewisburg for a while there, too. And Brandon Fellows was talking about his time in Lewisburg and Northern Neck Regional Jail also. Northern Neck Patriots, another fine group of patriots that are just getting things done down in Virginia around the Northern Neck Regional Jail. And they do a vigil every Friday night on Northern Neck Patriots channel on YouTube, and amongst other things. And Tom Jeffries from Northern Neck Patriots was just down at the DC vigil. He shows up every once in a while, stays for a day. He attended James Grant's sentencing hearing, and then he runs home, and then they do their vigil on Friday nights, man. They got a great Patriot group down in Virginia. And these Patriot groups are forming all over the place, man. Oklahoma, Texas, California, Missouri, all over the place, man. And that is what needs to get done, man. We need to bring ourselves together. We need to unite on common ground. And I think the common ground right now is we got a rogue government in D.C. Okay, so now we've been talking for weeks and months about how what's going on is like birth pangs. And when you know about labor, about having a baby, you know, the birth pangs happen, they're really intense. And then they kind of stop for a while, and then they come back. There's a period of time in between each one. And then each one gets more intense, and the timing between them gets smaller and smaller also, until finally the child is born, okay? That is also an analogy that is used in the book of Revelations about the end times. So that's why I always talk about it in that fashion, because it definitely seems like that's what's going on. That's what's been going on for the last 8 years, to tell you the truth. I can remember periods of time where Obama would disappear for months. We wouldn't hear a peep out of Barack Obama, Now, does a day go by when we don't hear from FJB or Kamala or Trump or something? I mean, it's just almost nonstop. It is hard to take. And that, I keep talking about the Cloward Piven strategy, which is a method used to crash systems, and your brain is a system. And what they do is they overload, till you just can't take it anymore. So I'm telling you, we got to take a breath every once in a while. We got to tap God, and we got to go enjoy family for a while, and then we can come back into this refreshed. And I've had to learn to pace myself, because I can just get consumed in this stuff, and start not feeling good, I mean, just start to feel like we're never going to win. This is horrible. It's useless. Just want to give up and stop. But just tap in, tap out, pace yourself, and but stay connected. And this channel, this show that I try to put out every couple of days is one of them ways to just kind of stay connected. The vigils is a way to stay connected. What's still going on with the vigils? And what's going on there is they're still arresting people like crazy. Merrick Garland recently just put out a speech about how they want to treat everyone under the law fairly, but what we see is they're still busting people for a 6-hour delay in Congress 3 3/4 years ago. Yet that Capitol's been raided by rowdy rioters several times since then, and none of them people have been prosecuted. And so Merrick Garland's just out there lying with this rhetoric to try to crash the system, man. They want us to get into a civil war. That's what they want. They want us fighting neighbor against neighbor, father against son. That's what they want. But that's not what they're getting, And there is a song that says, thank God that the right doesn't riot. We are a peaceful people. We've been standing at the corner for 785 nights. We're going to continue to stand at that corner. We're not going to pick up bricks and start throwing them through windows. We're not going to vandalize cars. We're not going to hurt anybody. But we are going to stand for our voices to be heard, man. Okay, and then we got in the news now. We got all this inflammatory information coming. The Department of Homeland Security, thank you Patriot Act for giving us that, has issued the warning that there are 5 Trump hit teams out somewhere in America. They leaked this information to Matt Gaetz. They didn't even come out and tell us that themselves, but since then there's more people that have come out and said it. So there's 5 Trump assassin teams out there. They're trying to tell us, okay? Are they investigating them? Are they tracking them? Are they trying to set them up so that they can arrest them? I mean, what the hell? What the hell's going on, man? And then we got this whole P. Diddy thing with perverts and degenerates partying, and seems like all of Hollywood is involved. Okay, that's nothing I didn't know 6, 7, 8 years ago. But finally, another person got arrested for that. And quietly, behind the scenes, there's a couple prominent ones. Bill Cosby, P. Diddy, there's been many, hundreds of them. Other people, you don't even know their names, but they're in the Hollywood industry. And it is an industry of degenerates, man. And that's why they call it TV programs. We've been getting programmed to accept this malarkey, this bullshit for all of our lives, man. It is only by the mercy and grace of God that we have busted out of that matrix, okay? But now it's up to us to pass along that information, to shout that information out, to call it out, and make people aware of it, make our representatives. Anyways, we got to keep hounding them every step of the way so that they know we're still here. And I hear all right, so you remember when Kyle Rittenhouse was going to trial? Kyle Rittenhouse was a young man who got attacked by 3 different people. Kyle was carrying a rifle. He got knocked to the ground, and somehow, from the ground, he managed to shoot 3 people that were attacking him and stand back up and go turn himself into the police, who didn't even take him into custody. They told him to go back. But anyways, while his trial was going on, then he got charged with homicide. He got acquitted eventually, but while his trial was going on, you remember there was a Johnny Depp trial going on? And that was a diversion, okay? Johnny Depp isn't in prison now. It was some tiff. I don't even know what the whole Johnny Depp thing was, but it was like dueling court cases. One of them was relevant. One of them was irrelevant. One of them was real life. The other one was actors being paid to perform this fake trial and stuff. So what we're dealing with the Diddy thing is actors, Hollywood people, and it could be just a big performance to divert attention away from the fact that we got to vote on November 5th. One of the candidates is a communist, and the other one wants to help America and make it great again. And it's a distraction tactic that they use. So we got to keep our heads screwed on straight, you know. Don't worry about the P. Diddy stuff, man. That will pan out. They're gonna suicide him in prison or whatever. And then once we get Trump back into office, I think we'll start to see some real justice. However, the whole system is compromised right now. And once Trump does get back in office, I think that's when the heavy lifting is going to start happening for us, right? Another thing, we got another sign our whole government is compromised. We got Mike Johnson, Republican leader of the House. He's the guy who sets the agendas for the House. And they have just been at battle on this SAVE Act since, the end of July or something like that? Where they all went on vacation for 6 weeks. The Senate shot it down. The Democrats don't want to make a federal rule about whether or not illegals can vote in our elections. I don't know that we need a law like that. I do believe it's already kind of clearly stated in the Constitution that you must be a citizen of America in order to vote in American elections. If you break a law to come here, what gives you the right to vote in our elections? Well, the SAVE Act specifically says you must show proof of citizenship in order to vote in our elections. They wouldn't pass it. They come back. Now the government is on a continuing resolution for the budget to pass for next year. And we've been saying, shut the government down. If they don't want to sign on to that SAVE Act and say that you got to show proof of citizenship to vote in America, then just shut the government down. What good is the government at that point? Well, Mike Johnson just folded. They didn't pass the continuing resolution with the SAVE Act attached to it. So Mike Johnson's going to pull it out of there, and they're going to try to pass the funding for the continuing resolution on the funding of the government without the SAVE Act on it. So once again, spineless Republican folds under the threat of pressure, under the pressure. He is what I am calling an NKD. NKD. Naked Ken doll. Take the clothes off of a Ken doll. There's nothing down there, okay? Mike Johnson, you are an NKD, man. In fact, most of our Republicans are NKDs. just had it with these guys. We got to embarrass them or something, man. What else can we do, man? We've made millions of phone calls to these guys to try to get what we want as Americans, to secure our country, to make it safe, to make it prosperous. Yet we're all paying these unbelievable amounts of taxes. They're just letting Joe Biden and the Kamala Harris stuff go rampant, which is causing everything to be inflated in cost. They are ruining the country. Cloud pivot strategy, ruin the country. Cloud pivot strategy on your brain. Disconnect and forget about everything. Watch a football game and drink beer. Forget about it. Don't do it. Stay connected, but pace yourselves, man. This is a marathon, not a sprint. That's for sure. Okay, Lisa says he's supposed to be working on another bill now. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that. And right, where somebody said a little while ago, where's the Capitol videos from January 6th? Do we even have access to that yet? I mean, that was what he was put into place to provide us with, and I don't think we have that yet, man. In other news, on the back to the MAGA Warriors here. MAGA Warriors, they've been doing their flag waves and stuff, but something came up about a little town called Charleroi, Pennsylvania, a town of like 4,000 people that just had 2,000 people, Haitians, dumped into their area. And MAGA Warriors got a crew together, 4 people, went down there and just started asking questions, driving around. They went into a Haitian store, had some weird things, people watching them and stuff inside the store, talked to a couple people. There's been a gal that worked at a gun store there last year who was told to sell guns to, just push the paperwork through for Haitians that are not here legally, that are here on work visas, temporary work visas, to just let them buy guns. So can I go to Mexico and buy a gun? I don't think so, man. Wow, another 5-star Angel reporting. Just learned that the police office hit and killed in St. Louis was an illegal alien. All right, Linda Firestarter. Yeah, jump in on the Cash Kelly stuff, man. He's a great believer in Christ and just a great ambassador for peace and unity. That is for sure, man. So MAGA Warriors went to Charleroi themselves. They put out a couple videos on that. And then they make a video, and then they come home, and then they dice it up into short videos, which is really easier to chew on, easier to eat, easier to consume. So they reported on all kinds of aspects about that there. There is a housing guy that runs a temp facilitating the introduction and employment and housing of all these Haitians. He's bending all the rules about employment, about work conditions, about housing conditions and what's allowed there. The guy doesn't just rent a house to a Haitian family. He rents out cots in a house, which is illegal. You can't do that. You can't just go and make your house a B&B, an Airbnb. There's rules about the real estate and stuff. This guy's bending all the rules. All the people in power there are looking the other way. This guy's getting rich and fat, and we're exposing it, man. That guy was just sitting pretty like 2 weeks ago. He is now under the scrutiny, man. The dude's name is King George. And, you don't got to catch up on all this, but just know that this is all happening, man. It's a lot to take in if you don't have all the time in the world to take this stuff in. Okay, I just heard a couple days ago that Merrick Garland was not going to pursue any assassin charges on Ryan Ruth. He is the gunman that was found in a sniper position in the bushes at Trump's golf course down in West Palm Beach. I don't know where Mark Garland's coming from. I just heard moments ago that Ryan Ruth's son, Warren Ruth, who looks just like him, is a Chimo. He got busted Their house got raided where he lives. There were hundreds of files of child pornography on his equipment. And they found cocaine, they found weed, they found drugs in the house. Warren Ruth, son of Ryan Ruth, attempted assassination of Trump guy, has been arrested. There's an article on Gateway Pundit about that right now. That just happened not too long ago here. All right, and then back to the Diddy videos. I hear there's videos with the Obamas in it. I hear there's videos with Kamala in it. So perhaps, just perhaps, this one isn't going to be just a distraction story. Perhaps this whole Diddy freak out party thing could come to the forefront before the election and totally change the atmosphere around the Democrat candidates there, man. Okay, Attorney General Marla Garland said the federal investigation of Ryan Ruth Wesley continues. He has not ruled out particular charges. Okay, it sounded like he wasn't going to press charges on Ryan Ruth yet, because technically he didn't get a shot off at Trump, right? Yeah, there should be an Oprah video coming out. I mean, everybody, what's coming out right now is all these celebrities, sports stars, politicians talking about P. Diddy parties, okay? They've all been talking about this for 15 years. P. Diddy has been doing this for 15 years, okay? And he was doing it stateside, the same thing Epstein was doing here and at his Epstein Island. And I believe the same thing that Hugh Hefner, the owner of Playboy magazine, was doing back in the 60s and the 70s, man. This is how they get leaders like Kamala. What qualifications does Kamala have to be president? Zero, okay? But you know what qualifications she has to the deep state? She is totally in their pocket and compromised and blackmailed that she has to do anything they tell her to. And she will do anything they tell her to in order to keep her ass out of a sling, man, basically. So maybe the P. Diddy thing could break totally everything loose, throw everything into an uproar, in which case there will be only one person to vote for in the election, because the other ones are all going to be arrested on verifiable proof of degenerate criminal activity, man. Okay, what else have we got here? Oh, in the last week we had Trump on Fox News, where he was painted in an honest light. For once, he didn't have to walk into a hostile environment and try to tell everybody what his platform is, man. Oh, yeah. And another proof of that is the X accounts that people are deleting right now. Tammy Green says, Obama just made his X account private? That's news to me. Ooh. Yeah, Ryan Ruth had been arrested 75 times, I was told. Bunch of CEOs in the music industry stepped out. Yeah, it looks like that it's huge. It looks like it's huge. FBI is not cooperating with the Florida separate investigation into that whole assassination attempt. Okay, recently 741 high-ranking officials wrote a letter and endorsed Kamala, just like the 51 intelligence agents that endorsed FJB in the 2020 election, which turned out to be bullshit. They endorsed FJB and they said that the Hunter Biden laptop was Russian information, which has been totally proven wrong. Now, you would think high intelligence officials would know that, so they must have been lying when they signed that letter. That must have been election interference when they did that. Yet no heads are rolling. Where is law enforcement, man? Right? The IRS endorsed Kamala. I think Trump could just go play golf till the election at this point, and Kamala will campaign for Trump just by telling everybody who's endorsing her, you know. We got 741 government spooks endorsing her. We got the IRS union endorsing her. We got Dick Cheney and Liz Cheney endorsing her. We got Paul Ryan says he's not voting for Trump. I don't think he endorsed her. But it's just a statement of who's endorsing Kamala. Well, that's why I'm not voting for Kamala, because that guy's endorsing her, you know. The IRS is endorsing her. Why would I vote for the same people that the IRS is endorsing? It's comical. It's really comical. There information came out about General Miley, who was in Trump's cabinet, head of the military under Trump. Trump wanted to have the National Guard at the event at the Capitol, at the Stop the Steal rally on January 6, 2021. And General Miley went behind his back and ignored that command, man. Apparently, there's all kinds of rules about how you can deploy the National Guard, as there should be. And Trump needed verification from the military leaders in order to do that. They ignored Trump's request. In addition to Pelosi and the mayor of D.C. denying that request also. So General Miley, how come he's not up on treason charges, for crying out loud? It's been 4 years almost already, and we kind of knew this 3 years ago. Yet this man is not arrested. This man is not even charged. So either a slew of charges are going to come down, or we're going to verify the fact that the whole government is rogue. We really don't even have a government. We got a thug system. We got a deep state that runs everything, and we think we're electing them. They give us the illusion of thinking that our elections matter and actually put people into power, man. Just the other day, it was in my newspaper here that Zelensky, the head of Ukraine, was here in Pennsylvania, got flown on a C-17 Air Force airplane into Pennsylvania, where he then toured a munitions plant, where he toured that with our governor, Josh Shapiro. And I saw a picture today of Josh Shapiro autographing a 155 millimeter howitzer round with Zelensky standing right behind him, man. So here we got Kamala allowing the U.S. Air Force to fly the leader of another country into here, who is then campaigning for Kamala, using your money to fly him around on an Air Force cargo plane, basically. I don't know how that can possibly be legal. I don't know how that can possibly be being done without a bunch of Republicans screaming like their hair's on fire, right? No, I disagree with you, Eric, man. We've known Trump has requested that, and it was denied, man. But due respect, brother. Thank you. I do know that Trump wanted National Guard there. And the president cannot just make a command and say, bring in the military, okay? It has to pass other agreements that are made. I know at the Capitol that the Speaker of the House, the head of the Senate, and the head of the Architecture Department, it's another entity at the Capitol, needs to all three agree to bring in military troops at the Capitol. Now, it might be a different story to bring in military troops at the Washington Monument. I don't know. They make it very confusing so that we can't understand that. Yeah, hey, California Patriot. Good to see you. And I think that's it, man. Stormtrooper, 1791 Stormtrooper, the trusty live streamer from Freedom Corner, has been driving around for the last 4 or 5 days here. He tried to lands and stuff. Been a good chat going on there. He's been doing like a 4 or 5 hour stream every day. of driving around the country. He is on his way back to Freedom Corner right now. And tomorrow is Stormtrooper's birthday, so be sure to jump in and say happy birthday to Stormtrooper tomorrow. Okay, and then one other thing I wanted to report on was I got to go to the Tucker Carlson tour where JD Vance, he had JD Vance here in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And due to a generous supporter, I was able to get a ticket for that. And I just got a lot to report on that. The show was good, okay? Vance was pretty well spoken up there on the stage. He didn't seem to be in total attack mode. And I think he might have been kind of tired because he had already been to another event, like, I don't know, 150 miles away in Pennsylvania earlier that day. This event was supposed to start at 7 o'clock. But let me just go through a little story here about, I'm a knucklehead. I don't know how to do things on a computer. There's nowhere that you can make a phone call, give your Visa card number, and get a ticket, okay? Everything's electronic now, so I had to try to figure out how to buy a ticket with my phone, all right? So I went to Tucker Carlson tour, and it said buy tickets. So I went to that, and I just kept clicking things. And I had to give my credit card number. I put all this information in. There was verification sent to my phone, which I had to then open up my phone while I'm on this part. I had to open up that part, look at a number, jump back into this part and write that number down, or punch in that number. And then the same thing with emails. Very confusing things that I don't really know how to do yet. I finally got to a point where it said, your tickets are confirmed. You don't have to do anything more. And then I was like, okay, cool. So the next day, I'm looking at, there was like 9 emails generated in this whole process, right? I'm looking at all these emails, and it's telling me that I had to sign up for the Ticketmaster app. All right, so I'm trying to find the Ticketmaster app. I don't know how to get an app. I got to figure all that out, right? Every time I hit get the app, something would come up that said, oops, something went wrong. So I did it again. The oops, something went wrong thing came up over and over again. I don't know how to do this stuff, right? So I know I got a ticket. I do have one email that says, you don't have to do anything else. You got a ticket. It doesn't have, it has a section number, has a row number, but it didn't have a seat number in it, right? So I go to the Hershey Park Giant Stadium complex, right? I'm driving in there, and I get to the gate to the parking lot. And I know I paid something additional to get parking, right? I don't know how much. It didn't tell me how much more I paid, how much the parking cost. So anyways, the ticket was $39, right? The charge to my credit card ended up being $83.50 because there's mystery charges and everything else, right? So a $40 ticket ended up costing me $83. I get to the parking attendant guy, and I said, I got a ticket, and I paid for parking. He goes, well, where's your code thing on your phone? I'm like, I don't know. Here, you want to look at this, look at this, look at this? Argued with the guy for 3 minutes, and finally the guy just looked at me and said, sir, continue through, have a nice day. So basically the dude just let me in the parking lot without showing him the thing I was supposed to show him on my phone because I couldn't figure out how to get it on the phone, all right? So then I'm standing in line. It's 7 o'clock. The doors aren't even open yet, okay? There's state police everywhere. Pennsylvania State Police was apparently in control of the security for this event. They had an armored vehicle there. Look at this thing. This is what the state police are driving around. I don't know. What is that? A $500,000 vehicle? It's made out of 1/4-inch plate steel with bulletproof glass. It's got, it's just an incredible vehicle that apparently like the army was getting rid of. And so they gave it to the police departments, or I don't know. But what in the world are these guys driving around in something like this for? It's just crazy. They got cops with drug dogs walking around. They got, they're not letting people in the door though, okay? So then I finally get to the door. And right before the door, everyone's getting their phone out and they all got this thing on their phone. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't got this thing on my phone, man. How? So there's one lady that's kind of walking around taking care of people like me who are having trouble. And I go, ma'am, can you help me out? I know I got a ticket. Here's the thing that says I paid for your ticket to the Tucker Carlson thing. She goes, man, you got to go over to talk to the people in this window over here. So I got to get back out of line. After I stood in line for an hour, go talk to this lady behind the window for 20 minutes. And she's doing the same thing the parking garage guy was doing to me. I'm like, I know I paid for it. I got a row, I got a section, but I don't have a seat number. Here it says I don't have to do anything else. So finally, this nice lady at the ticket window. So she walks over here, comes back. She's got a little ticket in her hand. She goes, here, sir, enjoy the show. And basically got me into the show. And I guess they run into people like this all the time, man. But this electronic stuff just drives me nuts. And so I got into the show. The seat was, I think, it was in the way upper section. So here, let me show you a picture of what we got here. This was inside the show here. And you can see the whole floor is packed full of people. The whole part of the upper floor is packed all the way to the top. And then just out of the picture up in the very top here is another balcony. And that's where I was. But I had the front row seat of that balcony right above the stage. So instead of my seat being back in section 105, row 22, sitting between two people I don't know, I had this like just front and center high view of the whole stage there. And it was a fantastic place. So God made everything work out. And I just couldn't believe how many people were there, man. It was unbelievable, man. Here's a little video I took. And you see the whole crowd in here. It's just a random section of Vance talking and stuff, so there's nothing poignant about that. But yeah, Carrie, it was the nosebleed section. And then I couldn't videotape because as soon as I hit the videotape thing, the light came on, and the people sitting next to me all looked at me like, hey, he's got the light on his phone. But look at how many people were there. This is the little podunk town of Hershey, Pennsylvania, coming to see the vice president candidate. And I have never seen a group this big come out to see Kamala anywhere, man. Kamala's doing high school gyms. And they're still having to CGI people into her crowds, man. Yes, definitely something I will never forget, Bonnie. Definitely something I will never forget. And I thank the Patriots who gave me the opportunity to go see this and talk to other people that were in the lines. It was fantastic. All right, so now I finally get the paper ticket. Now I got to get back into the line. There's 5,000 people behind me because I got up in the front of the line. I was there pretty early and ready to go. I got a cut in front of some people. They were kind. They let me cut back in. They saw me jump out, and they let me back in line. I didn't have to go to the back of the line. And so I'm getting there. I knew I can't take my little 2-inch pocket knife. I know I can't take that in, right? So I definitely left that out in the car. I had my truck key, a lighter, and my credit cards on me. That's all I had, right? So I get to the thing, and the state police were running the security, and they go, you can't take your lighter in. So I'm like, fine. Okay, I can't take the lighter in. I whip it. There's this trash can right there. I just whip it into the trash can there. Then I got my one truck key. I just carry one key around, and I had one of these on there. Okay, this is a can opener, a military can opener. All right, and they said you can't take that in. And I'm like, you got to be shitting me, man. Are you serious? I can't take this into the venue. What in the world is going on with this country, man? This is all it is. Sharpened edge on it anywhere. I don't know how you could use this as a weapon. You can't hold it. You know, I mean, if it's open like that, you can't. The thing just falls shut. So I had to take this off of my keychain and throw that away also. I have another one. You know, I got a couple of these. But I'm like fed up, man. I'm fed up with the current system of things, man. Back in the day, we'd go to a concert and you'd want a lighter because you would light your lighters over your head when a cool part of the show was going on and stuff, you know? You could smoke right there in the venue. You could have a cigarette. You could go up in the back and have a cigarette, you know. It's, yeah, they wouldn't let me have that, silly. I mean, come on. And I can't figure out, I still don't know how to buy a ticket electronically, man. Yeah, Eric, everybody got their phone out and they made their phone white. So there was a kumbaya moment where during the opening act guy was doing that. But I don't know. I think I tapped out of this world too long ago to be able to jump back into it, man. The only shows that I've been to in the last 20 years was something that somebody else got the tickets for and asked me to go along with them. And I don't know, man. I'm feeling very inadequate. I can't handle the simplest of things, you know. It's just one of them things that makes me feel dumb and stupid. And so I'm not going to play anymore. I'm done with it. I'm not going to try to get tickets to go to anything anymore. It was really cool experience and everything, but the heavy-handed cop tactics there were just repulsive to me. And then getting out of the venue, okay, I had to walk across a bridge. I parked the car, you walk across the bridge to get into the venue. I was like, as soon as it was over, I head to the door, and I had an easy way out because of the seats they gave me. I'm out the door with like 100 people. That's it. The rest, 5,000 people behind me. I get to that bridge to walk out to the parking lot, and there's 4 state cops standing there not letting anybody cross the bridge. And I'm like, what is this nonsense now, you know? And they weren't offering explanations, but somebody in the crowd said, oh, they got to wait till the motorcade leaves, and then they'll let us walk to our cars. In the meantime, there's lightning bolts coming down. It's about to just unleash on the whole crowd there. And these 4 cops are standing there with their thumbs in their vest. 4 people holding back 1,000 people from walking out to their car. And that was the last straw. I got finally a bunch of cars. It wasn't just a motorcade, but 100 cars left the place underneath the bridge. Got back to the truck and it unleashed. And I know 5,000 people were standing out in that because they wouldn't let you walk out to your car on time. I've just had it with the heavy-handed police presence at every single event. I think this has generated fear through their ineptitude, their incompetence. I don't feel scared in a crowd of 5,000 people that are armed with lighters. It's not a concern of mine. And I don't know. It was just crazy experience. It was awesome seeing JD Vance, though, and I'm glad I got to see him. It was definitely cool, man. So, all kinds of Patriot stuff going on lately. It is getting more and more every weekend. There is more to come. Stay buckled in, and we will continue to bring it to you as we can here. There will be more flag waves coming in on my end over here. Hopefully I find some people to join me over here. In the meantime, there's plenty of stuff to be seeing, watching. And right now it looks like Freedom Corner is firing up down there at behind the jail in DC, man. So thank you, mods, for helping out tonight with the mod work here. We got such a good grip on the trolls now that it's kind of easy now. And definitely tune in for more news, more links to all the pertinent information that you want to get, things that interest you. The way that you can tap out of a chat and just go to a link for 3 minutes and go read an article and jump back in is just one of the really cool aspects of these phones and the new technology and stuff. So thank you all for joining me. I will be driving home, and I'll be into the chat down at Freedom Corner here shortly. God bless you all. This is Jericho, over and out.